Further, about DFA, we are going to learn how do we design a particular DFA. So what we saw is till now is about DFA. Then we saw how do we check if a particular string is accepted by any DFA or not. Now, the next kind of question that you can expect in DFA is how do we design a DFA for any string. So now the question here is design a DFA for input symbols 0, 1 and the string ends with 0, 0. So now my aim is that is if there is 0 and 0 in the string, then it needs to be accepted by a final string, following which there can be more zeros. So if there is 0 and 0, the string is accepted, after which again there can be more zeros. If there is any one, I should make it come back to the start state. Why do I do that? Because in case if there is any one, it comes to the start position, and then finally if the string has only zeros and zeros, then it is accepted by the DFA. The aim here is that is if the string ends with 0, 0, I will finally reach state Q2, and then the DFA is going to accept the particular string. But consider if I have 0, 1, 0, 1. But consider if I have 0, 1, 0, 1, then 0, 1, 0, 1, I will still be on Q0. Or if I take the sample string as 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. But if I have, let's say, a 1, 1, 0, 0, then 1, Q0, 0, 0. So if there is only one path which takes me to my final state, which is 0, 0. So in case if I move through that final path and I reach the final state without any string further, then the string will be accepted by DFA. I have three states Q0, Q1 and Q2. With 0, 0, I will reach the final state. There can be further trailing zeros because with 0, 0, there can be more zeros also. But if there is any one, then I redirect it to my start state because I want the string to end with 0, 0. So if the string ends with 0, 0, it will finally reach this final state and the string will be accepted by DFA. Now let us consider another example. Design a DFA for sigma equal to 0, 1, that is our input symbols are 0 and 1, and accept strings beginning with 0, 0. So initially I need to have 0, 0. Following which there can be 0 and 1. That is not the problem. But initially, if I get a 1, then I'm redirecting. And from here also I'm redirecting it to a dead state from which it's not possible to come back. Because my aim is to check that the string should begin with 0, 0, post which it can have anything. But if it does not begin with 0, 0, then I take it to a dead state. Now from this dead state, as you can see that there is no coming back. That is, it cannot come back to my main DFA. Now let us consider another example. Design a DFA for sigma equal to A. Here we only have one input symbol to accept strings with even number of A's. So I have one state, another state. Now I need even number of A's. How do I check for even number of A's? If every time there is a round trip, then it is even number of A's. So this will become my final state. Design a DFA for sigma equal to A to accept strings with odd number of A's. Here my final string will get reversed. My final state will get reversed here. So here the aim is to avoid a round trip. So this will be my final state. 1A, 2A's will take me to this itself, but 3A's, 1, 2, 3 will take me to this state. Now let us consider another example. Design a DFA to accept strings with substring AAB for sigma equal to A comma B. So now I need a substring AAB. So let me first design that. Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. Post which I can have A and B. Here also initially I can have B. Now here for Q0, A and B both are sorted. For Q1, if there is an A, it will take me to the next state. But if there is a B, I want it to come back to Q0 and check for AAB again. For Q2, B is done. But what if I get an A after Q2? Then it can continue to be here because initially I have only A's in my string. AAB. So there can be another A also. I can have AAAB. The DFA differs for different questions. Had the question been BAB, then my answer would have been totally different. Here the question is AAB. So I have a different answer for this. And then finally, if there is A and B after Q3, then it stays on the final state, because anything after the string AAB, anything is allowed. Design a DFA to accept strings not having substring 0, 0. So here the question is not having substring. A substring is a string within a string. So what do I basically do to handle this not having situation is I reverse the final state. So initially I would have had this as my final state, but here I will have these as my final states because I do not want 0, 0. So in case if I get 0, 0, then it will take me to another state. But if I do not have a 0, 0, then I reach my final states. So in case if there is 0, 0, further if there are any zeros and ones, it will continue to be in that state and it will never help me to reach the final state. And with this, here if there are any ones, then it can continue to be on the first state. post which I will check if there are any 0, 0. If I see any 0, 0, then it will basically take me to a dead state. This can also be considered as a dead state because I never come back from this state to my final states. There is no arrow inwards towards my final state from this state. So if there is 0, 0, I redirect to a dead state.